All right, we are live. Welcome to another live episode of the Overland Radio Show. Tonight, I'm one of your hosts. My name is Lee, and thanks for joining us. We're also going to be joined by, I'm not sure if she's my co host or I'm her co host. It depends on who you ask, I'm sure. But we'll have Ashley on here just in just a minute. But before we get too far into it, as I always like to do, I want to say thanks to our sponsors, Overland Attic, Rugged Bound, and Midland, USA. I hope everybody's had a good week so far. Here in the Midwest, Mother Nature has came back and uh, pretty much put the cold back into the our day to day. I think last night it was 33 or 34, and tonight it's supposed to be like, I want to say 29 or something. And here we were having 80-degree days and 60-degree nights, but that's all changed. So, without further ado, let's bring on the lady who completely screwed up the radio show last week. No, I'm kidding. She didn't. She did a great job, actually, giving the series of events that was taking place in her space. She did really, really well. So here she is.
You just had to bring up the we're just going to refer to it as a shit show that was last week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty crazy, I have to say.
It was fun. It's definitely memorable.
It was.
But yes, so it was a good show.
So you're back home. You spent a whole week where? Big Bend, Texas, right?
Big Bend National Park in Texas. Playing in the Rio. Doing lots of hiking. I finished that book that I bought, The Big Bend, The Death at Big Bend.
Right.
Discovered basically every trail that we hiked while we were there, somebody died on it.
Well, I guess that's comforting to know.
Right? Sure, because everyone needed to know that. I've got some great photos of some of the shenanigans that happened last week that I need to post on Facebook.
Listen, I'm just going to be honest with you. That was a really wild episode.
For all of those that watched it live, again, I am not responsible for what was happening behind me. I was tied to the computer. And if you are scarred, I'm sorry, but I hope it was entertaining because the guys had a great time. When we logged off that night, one of them looked at me and goes, "They are never going to ask you back. They're never going to ask you to join." I was like, "That's not true. It's Lee and I. This is like normal." And he's like, "I'm telling you, you're not going to be allowed back on the show."
Well, I mean, it's different. Well, I don't know that we've done a show where there were three guys and a few of them had kilts on. I don't know that we've done a show with, people holding flags in the background or pulling your ponytail. I mean, there's a lot of things that were taking place that are probably first for the radio. I would say that.
I don't know why my dog is barking right now, but sorry. Yeah, let's see. I asked them after the show, like, why they kept touching my hair and trying to pull the clip out. And they're like, because you'd stop talking. You would freeze every time we would touch you. I was like, because I didn't know what y'all were doing or getting ready to do to me either. So that was concerning. Hey, they got me to do a shot live on the show.
Yeah, you were drinking. You were drinking moonshine, right?
I drank moonshine. The penguin beer, I think is what they called it, but it's supposed to taste like Moose Tracks ice cream. Took a sip of banana rum from Blue Chair, and the Blue Chair coffee whiskey is what I ended up doing the shot of.
So you were drinking while you were doing the show, which is, I think, also maybe a first.
For me, yeah.
Yeah.
For me, definitely. But they did do the roasted Twinkie. I have that video finally.
What did they think?
Pretty comical. They thought it was really good, but they lost the Twinkie in the moonshine jar.
I know.
So it just like fell apart, and then they were trying to like scoop it out, and then they were feeding it to each other, and yeah.
Oh, that's
the video
disturbing.
Oh
yeah, that's gonna be the disturbing part. We might have to edit that part out. I don't think anybody wants to see it. How'd the trailer do since you guys remodeled the kitchen and all that stuff?
So the trailer did great. I'm not gonna lie, Jeff did an amazing job on the kitchen rebuild. I think I've got a picture on my phone. I know I need to post the photo because he took one. Jeffrey, if you have it, I need you to text it to me because apparently I don't have it. But the kitchen was great. So our buddies that also have crickets, they were in there. They were testing it out. I did break it though by accident. So the little trim piece that goes underneath the refrigerator slide, it was just a little bit too big, and I ended up knocking it off completely. So now he has to fix it.
Job security for Jeff.
No, he's got so many projects that he actually needs to finish. I'm like threatening him at this point if he doesn't get them done.
Listen, I completely understand. We have projects. While you were gone, I walked in the kitchen one evening after, I don't remember what night it was, and I told Felicia, I said, hey, I broke one of our rules. Now, before anybody ever gets to thinking this is bad, it's not that bad. But Felicia and I have this money spending rule, and traditionally, she usually doesn't break the rule, and that is we have a cap on how much either one of us can spend unless we have a conversation with the other one, right? I don't know if you and Jeff do that, but like I can't go out and buy a new vehicle without telling her, that kind of stuff.
Right.
Well, I walked in the kitchen, I said, I broke the rule, and she's like, oh God, what'd you do? And I thought she's going to kill me when I tell her. And so I ordered and bought, I bought two. Only one showed up. The other one's still like a pre-order thing. So lasers. To do laser engravings, to go with my CNC and all that stuff. And so I was making patches, laser engraving patches, and then doing a bunch of other stuff. And so she's not mad at me, but I thought she was going to kill me at first, but she doesn't know about the second one.
Well, okay. So what is the other one?
It's bigger. And a different type.
So bigger laser?
Yeah, but it's also a different type of laser. So it will cut through thicker pieces of wood. It will do more acrylics. It's just a more powerful, bigger one.
So what are you going to do when it shows up at the house?
Cross that bridge when I get there.
Oh my gosh, you are ridiculous.
Like riding the trail. You just don't know what's around the corner. You'll deal with it when you get there.
Well, so Jeff sent me the photo of the kitchen for those that are watching. Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know where my camera is.
Yeah, there you go.
So he did a good job.
Yeah, he did do a good job. It looks good, Jeff. I'm proud of you, man.
He's over here commenting that he's got projects for you with your laser.
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah, we're just getting acclimated to it, but yeah, I've managed to make a few things, and tonight when we're done with the show, I'm gonna go. I've done a couple of tumblers, that everybody does, and really, what I did was I bought it for the radio so that I could make some of our own marketing material. Really, more than anything, that's really what I did. But I got carried away, so
shocker that you got carried away.
It just happened. So, and
I'm sure that's what happened.
So, here's what I thought we'd talk about tonight, and I don't know, is we're about to kick off the expo season, and I like to think of more as the kickoff.
The kickoff, yeah.
I mean, it seems fitting, doesn't it, to you that it's kind of there's some other little shows that have happened already across the country, but little regional shows. But to me, April, the More Expo, It just seems from that point forward, it's just show after show after show. And
Right.
so yeah, I'm just curious, are you guys going to any shows? Those of you listening and watching, throw some comments down now, or even if you watch it later, throw some comments in. Let us know if you're, what expos, what events are you guys planning on going?
Well, I know for sure we're doing more, which Jeff will be at have a table. So he's going to have a booth. I'm not really sure what the plan is. I'll be there Saturday since. Oh, look, I didn't even know this one. Apparently, Mountain West might be on our schedule for the places to go.
Well, he and I had this conversation that you're not invited. Sorry.
At this point, I don't even know if I'm going to make more, which is very upsetting, but we'll see how that goes. I'll at least be there for Saturday.
Yeah.
Hopefully Gavin's competition ends early and they'll be back from Norman at a decent time so I can get there Friday night. But go. I know more for sure. Apparently Mountain West is one that he's thinking about. I want to do the one on the East Coast, but that's just because I miss the East Coast. So yeah, we haven't really traveled that way, and I'd like to take the kids back to Virginia and show them where I grew up.
Where did you grow up in Virginia?
Newport News.
Did you really?
The ghetto, yes.
I used to fly in and out of there. Okay. Small world. I didn't realize that. Mm-hmm. I was hoping
Newport News, Virginia.
I was hoping you weren't going to say Petersburg, Virginia. I was going to be like, damn, I hope you didn't know about that plane crash I left there on the runway. But anyway.
Which plane crash did you leave on the runway?
That was a tail dragger. I got caught in a wind shear as we came over the drag strip. Right off, there's a drag strip at the end of the runway and wind shear. Anyway, Virginia is a beautiful state. I like it. I like all that whole part of the East Coast, West Virginia, Tennessee, Kentucky, North Carolina. To me, North Georgia mountains, all that stuff is just, it's a beautiful area.
It's beautiful.
That's where I'm going to spend most of my time this year.
I'd like to go there. That's like one of my big ones that I want to go to. I want to take the kids to Virginia, and I want them to see, Colonial Williamsburg, Busch Gardens, and that kind of stuff too. But I want to do the expo and just head out that way. But Jeff mentioned that we've got an expo happening this year in Oklahoma for once.
Yeah, up in Jay.
I forgot about that one. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's in Jay. It's Overland of America. It's happening at Mid-America Outdoors. I've been up and toured the place. It's impressive. Like it's majorly impressive. I may actually do 2 shows back to back there. I got to work out those logistics yet. But the week prior to Overland of America, they have a thing called the Lifted Truck Nationals. And I don't know what that consists of, but they're outdoor people, they're trucks. So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Are they like country boys with the lifted trucks for hunting, or are they overlanders?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know much about it. And I've, Robbie, that's the promoter for that, I've had some great conversations with him. He's a super nice guy. Chris is helping him, or I guess they're teaming up to promote Overland of America. And those guys are doing a great guy. And this is a different Chris, not Chris from Moore. This is a different Chris with a K. But anyway, so, I'm pretty sure that I'll be there for that. I have a calendar. Look, I've printed off all these pages for the rest of the year. And so
you're going to sit there and mark them all out?
Well, I'm having to put, look, I got shit scribbled all over these things. You're
causing my eye to twitch. I can't do it.
That's okay. Like, there's a Toyota Jamboree, a Florida Outdoor Expo. Then, of course, you got,
Isn't the Toyota Jamboree in Texas?
I believe it is. So I may end up at that one. Expo West, there's, and then what's crazy is that everything kind of takes a sabbatical, like mid-June to first part of August. It's just too hot, for most places. So then it starts back up. But yeah, there's quite a few of these van events. There's. Are
you going to do the Pacific Northwest one again?
I don't think so. I think this year I'm going to commit myself to as many I say all, but as many of the events as I can on the East Coast and the Midwest.
Okay,
Actually, primarily with buying this new trailer and working with these brands, I'm gonna try to focus on that area because those are areas that they can't focus in. So, Chad
that makes
says
sense.
Chad needs to somebody needs to buy his camp trailer. He's got a pretty
Chad, why
cool
are you
rig.
selling? He has a good one, but Jeff, no, we don't need it. And Chad, don't message him about it. But why are you selling your camp trailer? Like, I'm intrigued. Are we doing camper or doing a new build? Like, what's the plan there?
He's gonna buy my Alu cab.
Is he really?
Well, he said he
Or are
was.
you just saying that he is and throwing him
He's
under the bus?
He said he was. And I'm holding him
Mhm.
to it now. Oh, your phone just went off. That's
My computer went off.
oh. Jeff says he wants to do a van event. I
I
I
don't
mean
care. He can go solo.
I think the van events are kind of neat. It's different. Not necessarily. I won't say van events, but when you go to the expos and you go into the areas where you see a lot of people come together that are van people, um,
Mhm.
they're super cool people. I mean, they are. They're
Oh, they
laid back.
are. They're so cool. We saw a couple at Big Bend that had them.
Yeah.
There was one couple that kept looking at our group like we were crazy and very unsure. But when you have two grown men who were holding hands down a walking trail and everything, I don't blame them. But
Does seem a little weird, but okay.
they, they were they were very freaked out, and at one point just got up and like went into their van for the night early
Yeah.
because our group was being loud and silly and they did not know how to handle it.
Well, let's be honest. I don't know that anybody would really know how to handle that. But anyway, so
It's
yeah,
entertaining.
I know. So yeah, Jeff needs to buy Chad's trailer because that'd be a good addition since the kids are getting a little bit bigger. It's a smaller trailer, rooftop tent. You can. I mean, honestly,
But then that's taking both vehicles.
no, it's not.
You
It's
can't pull the camper and then the camp
well,
trailer too.
let me ask you a question. What if
Well,
Jeff?
I say that, and then I posted a video from the trip where a freaking Ford Mustang is towing two cars to Mexico
Well,
down the
that's not
highway.
unusual. But let's hypothetically say Jeff wants to hook up this trailer, pack him up some good gear, and throw it behind the Forerunner, and he wants to go
Mhm.
camping. He doesn't want to take the Cricket because it's just so. What's the problem? Why can't he have a little camp trailer, very nice built camp trailer from that Chad built?
I never said that he couldn't. He's already been trying to talk me into a rooftop tent for the Forerunner for that reason, without having to pull a little trailer. He
But
wants to
then
put one back on there, but now he's talking about putting a permanent solar panel up there.
I,
So
I
I don't
I think the trailer is a better way to go. Not because it benefits me. I'm just saying that you can put more gear in there, and you can take some of the gear out of the Forerunner, put some in that trailer. It's a little easier and all that stuff. Hey, our buddy Brian's in the house.
What's going on, Brian?
It's good. It's always good to see those guys. Him and
Yeah.
his buddy Levi when they pop in. So thanks for joining us. Chris is in. I would like to hear Ashley's in thoughts of Big Ben if she remembers from all those shots of beer.
So
So
Big Bend is beautiful. It
yeah,
is very, very pretty, but to me, it was one of those
one and done.
one and done. You've
Yep.
gone, you've experienced it. I'm good. I don't need to go back. But it was very, very pretty. The hikes were beautiful. Our group we really enjoyed the hot springs. We did we hiked to Mule Ears Creek
Right.
while our friends went to Mexico. Which, by the way, stupid passport showed up while we were gone.
There's always next time. They're good for 10 years.
They are. We'll find a different reason to go to Baja or
Let's
something.
go to Canada.
I want to go to Canada.
Have you ever been?
No, but the couple that we met while at Big Bend, they were from Alberta.
Listen,
And yeah,
you ain't lived until you've been up to Western Canada.
why?
It's just one of the most, I personally think, and all the travels around the world and places I've ever been, North America, Central America, all the places, it is probably one of the prettiest places to me is Western Canada. It just is.
Like, I
It's
want to
not
go.
overpopulated. It's mountains. It's wildlife. It's clean. It's beautiful.
I want to go, but I'm kind of weird, and I want to do the whole ice. I want to go out to where the iceberg alley is as well. I want to go see them float by. I'd like to see, the moose and the elk and get up in the mountains, but we'll see. The kids were talking about wanting to go up to Canada too.
Yeah,
After talking to a couple.
need to go to Banff National Park, and then after that, head west into Windsor, over in the British Columbia area. It's just it's hard to describe. I think you have to go and see it. And now that you got your passports, you guys just need to.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have probably one trip this year that I think I'm gonna take off with the truck and everything and head somewhere, maybe even Canada. I don't know. And then Felicia and Amelia are just gonna fly out, join me, and then spend a week, and then they're going to fly back. That way she doesn't have to take off work and miss work for the drive out and the drive back.
Right.
And so I think several people are actually going to do that this year. I've heard a couple of people talking about doing some of the expos, and they're like, hey, well, I'm going to drive. My wife's just going to fly in, help me with the expo or do the expo. We're going to go, and then she's going to go back. And so maybe that's what Jeff can do. Jeff can take off work, and you can still,
hold down the fort at home.
Make money, for gosh sake.
So have you been to Big Bend?
I have not been to Big Bend. I keep saying I'm going to go, but every time I end up like I'm going to go, and I'm like, geez, I don't know that I really want to go. But
I've recommended it at least once. The kids were really fascinated with the fact that when we left Big Bend, you have to go through Border Patrol.
Oh yeah.
They were really interested in that. Emma got a little nervous because they were standing on her side of the car of the 4Runner, and Jeff and I had our windows rolled down, and he's like, "Is it just you two in the car?" We're like, "No, two kiddos," and we rolled down Emma's window so he could see, and you could just see her kind of tense up, like, "What did I do?"
That's funny.
But it was pretty cool.
I don't know where that kid came from. She just jumped in when we were back there.
Just jumped in the car. There's no, but unfortunately, there's no denying that she's mine.
She'd lost her mind.
So Jeff made a comment that everyone says Big Bend Ranch State Park over the national park. We didn't get a chance to go to Talalingua, I think is how you pronounce it, which is where I hear is the place to go. Since we've stayed in the Cottonwood campground, everything was an hour to an hour and a half away from the camp. So Terralingua was, I want to say, like an hour and a half the opposite direction than everything that we were wanting to go to. But I think if we go back, that will definitely be one spot where we'll have to at least go through. But yeah, I want to hear how Mike survived Disney World.
Yeah, I want to know how Michael's he survived Disney World, and I keep getting asked hey Dad, can we go to Disney? I don't know. But I'm probably gonna have to do it for her, not me.
We did it last year in June. So we left right before Memorial Weekend. And it actually was not that busy because the East Coast kids are still in school. They don't get out until the middle of June. So it wasn't too bad.
Oh, that's good to know. Well, the weather's probably a little warmer down there too, but anyway.
It is.
Any other expos you guys are going to? Anybody else? Chris, Brian, what expos are you going to go to, man?
Well, he said that he was going to be.
He's going to be at Moore. I know that.
Moore, but he says on Friday, so I won't get to see him if I only make it down on Saturday.
Well, I would imagine he's probably going to be there the whole weekend. Or Friday and Saturday.
I hope so.
I'll be there. early so I can set up the whole radio thing, and I got some new giveaways.
Your giveaways, just no. I am, guys.
I don't
I
think
am
anybody else
not.
is going to have these giveaways. I really don't.
Nobody will have them, but I am not saying I had anything to do with it. So, yeah.
So should we tell everybody? Okay, look, I'm giving away.
I think you need to tell them.
I'm giving away banana hammocks.
You are not giving away banana hammocks, okay? Because you know what would happen?
Jeff's
Jeff
gonna model
and his
them for
buddies are going to model them for you. And, you
Jeff's gonna
know,
model them for
underneath
you.
their kilts and their cut-off shirts, like why they haven't put those two together yet, I'm not really sure. But, yeah.
He wants his face on one, on a banana hammock? Yeah, Jeff, you probably don't want that. Dear Lord. No, I'm not giving away those. I was just teasing. I did come up with a new something. You know, everybody gives away stickers and patches. Nothing wrong with those. I'm not taking anything away from those.
No.
But I wanted something different. And so I ordered these. They're small little, they're nothing spectacular, but when I give these out to whomever, and I have a limited supply.
I just hope you chose well.
I think they're going to be okay. I'll try to, when they get here, will be well before more.
Okay.
I'll have to run into town and bring you and Jeff one, and you guys can see what you think. But Lee, you probably, oh my gosh.
You're gonna have to.
Okay, hang on. Wait.
I can't do it.
Jeff says he wants a space on one. We said that. Jennifer says let her know ahead of time so she can have the GoPro rolling. I just say
the boys walking around in the banana hammocks.
Yeah. Michael says you probably have one. Does it have dingleberries dangling? No dingleberries, but it does dangle, right, Ashley?
No, I don't need these images. Okay, I've already been scarred.
Okay.
I spent a week with these three crazy boys.
No. Cindy says, come on, spill the beans. Nope, not gonna do it. I'm gonna wait till they get there, till we get to more. And again, remember, I'm telling you guys this, it's not they're not big giveaways. No. They're small, but they're just something different. And
I mean, I like it. I kind of hope that you have like the Overland Radio logo on them or something.
There is something on there.
Oh Lord, that scares me. Because I don't know what's on them. I just know what they are, and I don't know what's on them.
Okay, I'll confess. There's I do have a sticker. It's Ashley. You remember when we had the cleanup last year on the island? We got a picture of you bent over.
No, you didn't.
Picking up trash. And so we decided that was the best side. So we've done this sticker, and all it is a pair of legs and a butt. And yeah.
I mean, at least you're saying that I have an attractive butt then. So
I never said the word attractive. I said a pair of legs and a butt.
That if you're gonna take a photo of it,
but listen,
and you're gonna make a thing out of it,
it's been Photoshopped. I approved this with Jeff. It's been Photoshopped. So I mean, you ever heard that expression, thunder thighs?
Okay, first of all, I don't have thunder thighs.
No, but after Photoshop, you do.
Oh God. Okay, guys, I can tell you right now, my photo is not on there.
None of that happened. It's not a sticker. It's not Ashley. I'm only kidding to aggravate Ashley. This is what I like to do, just harass her.
I thought you were going to tell me it was the balls purse.
No. Where do you? I had that one on the screen to use and I thought, no, I just can't do it. I can't bring myself to put that one up there.
I really thought that's what it was going to be.
No, I didn't.
Like, for everyone who's watched, they're going to know exactly what that is.
It's no Photoshop of Ashley bent over with picking up trash from the show, from the event. It's not Jeff wearing a banana
or a kilt or his belly shirt
or kilt. Yeah, exactly. These are just simple items that I got for giveaways that I thought were different and unique.
Oh my God, sorry.
What happened?
I just read Jennifer's comment and I had a mouthful of tea and
Wait,
about
wait,
spit
wait.
it everywhere.
Is he really giving away overran penis? Oh dear Lord! I am not giving away Overland Radio penis straws.
Well,
However,
so
wait. But let's back up for a minute. That could possibly be not. Let's not do Overland Radio, and we could do something else. But that would be kind of funny. It would be a gift for the girls only, though.
So there are penis straws because at Christmas time,
that's really a thing.
Yes, it's really a thing. So at Christmas,
what the hell have I been living under?
You're not going to the right stores. But we had the get together at the house, and we did Secret Santa, and one of the gifts was a giant coffee mug that looked like a pair of hairy balls, and then there was penis straws.
Oh Lord!
And yeah, so there is.
I didn't know that was actually a thing. I thought that was something that Jennifer just had in her twisted mind came up with, but obviously she's been led to the water. I see. Okay,
I want to say she's the one who brought that gift too for the Secret Santa.
Well, okay, that explains it. No, Chris, I'm not gonna. This giveaway is not anything with me at all, especially in a bikini.
Do it. Put you in a bikini. Everyone would probably pay big bucks for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say no, they're not. And Chris may never let us have a place there again. So, anyway, Michael said he started listening and here's Harry Ball.
I'm not really sure how we got on the topic of hairy balls.
You missed the penis straw thing, but anyway, so all this derives from me just not telling you guys that this giveaway that I have for the More Expo, it's nothing spectacular, and then somehow or another it turned into all these things. But hey,
because you left it so wide open that nobody knows.
I did.
And
I know.
You're just going to end up having to tell what it is. Because
I'm not going to tell. I'm holding out, and I'm not telling because I don't want anybody else to copy it, and it'll happen. and again, I'm setting this up, but I don't want to get expectations too high. It's not that. It's nothing like
nothing like super exciting at all.
Yeah, it's just something different than your traditional patch and your traditional sticker, which again, nothing wrong with those. We're going to have stickers. I don't know if the patches are going to make it in time, but we'll have some stickers as well. But yeah, and then I have something else that I have planned. I'm going to have, I think, a few other giveaways that we're going to do. And then of course we're going to have we're just going to have hopefully a lot of fun. Probably going to have Adam from Step 22 there with me. And
good, so I can give him a hard time because he doesn't respond.
You can give him a hard time. Yeah. So absolutely.
Okay.
Jennifer says she has a great idea. Get with her after the show. AJ, hey man, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while.
AJ's mad at me.
Why?
Because we were in Texas and I didn't message him to meet up.
Oh, well, says Ashley's been put on my list for not stopping by when she drove right by my house and went camping.
Yeah, I'm in trouble.
In her defense, when you get on those missions like that, sometimes you just don't even think about it. I mean, really.
Okay, AJ, I love you, but that drive was torture. There was nothing exciting to see at all. It was just flat land, and everyone slept. It was so bad.
Yeah, I get it. You're on a trip and you don't think about calling your peeps.
No.
And saying, hey, I'm driving right by your house. I mean, you may occasionally, I'm not saying you don't, but I mean, it's just not normal. Plus when you got kids and you got other people that are with you and you're, trying to keep everybody corralled, then it does make it hard.
It was a long drive.
Michael says, I leave the show and you start having fun. Dude, we had fun when you were on the show. I mean,
Yeah, you just
still gotta
missed
get
the
to listen.
fun last week.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, Michael, last week this girl was
Go
drinking
find it.
live on
I
the
was
air.
drinking on the air, and I had things happening behind me that probably shouldn't have been happening.
There's probably some things happening off camera that probably shouldn't have been happening. But anyway, so
I
back to
mean,
the unexposed.
I have some videos I need to post of behind the scenes.
Who all's I'm assuming we're all gonna be at Big Brutus again this year.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think we'll be at that one. I know we're not going to be at Rendezvous.
So Texas Avid Outdoor Show, I think that's one I want to do this year. That's not too far from here.
I don't know that one. What's that one?
I don't know much about it either, but I think it's been going on for a couple of years now. Let me look at my calendars here. Hold on. And
So AJ's saying that the drive does suck, by the way,
yeah.
and he said that he had some emergency dude wipes for me to make sure we stayed clean.
Okay.
I love it. I love it. But we did take 2 packages of dude wipes for the trip, and they were like mint scented, so you kind of tingled when you were clean. Yeah.
I've told you that story, right?
What story?
Have I ever told the story about getting up in the middle of the night and grabbing the wipes because I had to go? And
No.
yeah, so grabbed the wipes, had to go, ran outside. I was like, dang, I'm not even sure I'm gonna make it. And do the business. Look, everybody does it. Do the business and grab the wipes, do that business. And then about 6 or 8 steps back towards the camper, I feel my ass to start burning. Only to realize that when I grabbed wipes, I actually grabbed alcohol makeup wipe removers.
Oh no. Oh no.
So note to self, people out there, know your wipes, because
keep them separated.
Makeup removers will hurt really bad when you wipe with them. That's your tip of the day. All right. So the Texas Avid Outdoor Show is Friday, Saturday, Sunday in October, the 4th, 5th, and 6th, I think it is. But what about Overland the Red? The Overland the Red is the 19th through the 22nd of October.
That's Cindy's.
Yeah. I'd like to go. Yeah. I'd love to go up to the quinoa, whatever the hell you call it. But
I don't know how she pronounces it.
I may try to do the Overland the Red because I'd like to go support Cindy.
Yes. I'd like to do that one. We haven't really been up north. So that one would be fun. It's finding vacation time. This year already, it seems like we're just blowing through time off. So hopefully I can make out some more time to go do some of these too.
Listen, Ashley's going to post pictures from last week's show on the Overland Radio page shortly.
Yes.
And she'll probably have them on Wander, Oklahoma as well. So there's supposed to be some really good photos of the shenanigans and all that stuff.
There's a video of them roasting the Twinkie that we talked about and dipping it in the moonshine. Then they fed it to each other. There's a video of one of the guys riding the bicycle that he kept falling over.
Yeah.
Where they were pushing him on the bike because he couldn't stay balanced. I have that video. Yeah. The kids are running around. AJ's making fun of the fact that your face was priceless throughout the entire episode, apparently.
Yeah, I was kind of like, dang.
There's a lot happening. But yes, AJ said that if you haven't seen photos and you're listed as one of my friends on Facebook, go check them out. The views were beautiful. Definitely worth going to do it at least once.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, really well. I've heard great things about it, but anyway, Michael says his grandmother used poison ivy leaf once. It was a bad mistake.
I can imagine. Nope.
Okay, Michael, I'm not trying to make fun of your grandmother because I don't know your grandmother, but let's imagine for a moment. Everybody just take a moment that Ashley did that.
Why do you have to use me as the example?
Okay, no, just hear me out.
Mm-hmm.
Ashley's out camping. They're on a trail riding. She decides that knock, knock, knock. Hey, I gotta go poop. And can't find the wipes. So there's no time. It's a crisis. And Ashley runs out of the truck and down into
I
the
love how it's me.
woods. And
I said, I love how it's me. It's me that we're using the example for.
And she has to do her business, and she's thinking, well, I'll just use a leaf or something or whatever. And she grabs a leaf and she cleans the business, and it ends up being poison ivy, and she's allergic. And then about 4 hours goes by, and next thing you know, she's in the front seat and she's scooching back and forth like a dog does, you know, when they go, because she got an itch, right? Well, then the itch gets worse. And so she ends up at the ER on her hands and knees trying to show the and Jeff is like, I want a divorce.
No, what would happen is he would probably video it.
Okay, even better.
He would video it because then it's blackmail later. And
God.
I would have to have so many shots in my ass just to know.
So there's your mental picture of Ashley accidentally getting poison ivy on her rear.
I'm sorry, guys. I am sorry that is the image.
On OnlyFans. Michael,
I am sorry that is the image that he has put in your head for tonight.
I set it all up. It was perfect. Anyway,
both you and Mike set me up.
I know.
Yeah.
All right, so back to the expo stuff before you keep going down these rabbit holes. I swear.
I didn't do this one.
Yeah, so Pacific Northwest, probably not going to happen. I got to be honest here. If anybody listening, watching has done the expos over the last few years, I would love to hear your perspective of how this new company's taken over now, because last year was the first year with this new company after Lodestone sold it. And this new company is the one that owns the outdoor retailer shows and things like that. And I'm not impressed. They've jacked up prices. They've added prices for this. They've added prices for that. And I don't know. It's, I'll probably do West, but I don't know that I'm going to do any of the other ones this year. I think I'm going to stick to these smaller, more regional shows that are more personable, that you get to meet, people from a little bit different area, some different brands, and, cultivate some of those relationships, learn some new trails in that part of the country, and just in general support some of these smaller, more, I use the word intimate expos or shows because they're just more personal. I think this new company I think they're ultimately going to end up, I won't say they'll ruin it. They'll probably never stop having it, but if they're not careful, they're going to turn it into an outdoor retailer event. And
well, I agree. They have gotten really, really big. I like the idea of the smaller ones because you're actually getting the chance to talk to the vendors.
Yeah.
And find out more when you're not just being crowded and you don't feel like you're being listened to as well. And like, that's one of the things I love about More started out really small and it has just grown, but it still kept its core basis where you're getting to talk to people and you're getting to develop those relationships. And I don't see that with some of the others. And then stories that I've heard from people who have gone to, Pacific Northwest and West where they've just gotten way too big.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. And I've had that conversation outside of this a little bit. And that is that the More Expo, given its growth, and, I don't want to, we have people that listen to us all over the country, and then we have people that listen to us in other countries and I don't want to say this in such a way that that I think badly. No. But it just seems like the expos have gotten so big and it's always the same group of people, that now you're there as a vendor. And then I have to ask the question is, what are these people that are coming? Are they coming to the show for the vendors, or are they coming to the show because it's a place to just gather up, hang out, drink, get drunk, have a good time, go run some trails or whatever? And I think the vendors are the ones that suffer at places like, Pacific Northwest or Mountain West or Expo East. I think it's the vendors ultimately that pay the price because they're going to pay more. You as a ticket holder is going to pay more, and it's just you're going to get less out of it, to the point where I think you're going to. I know several brands that are good sized brands that are only doing West. They've given up their spot in Mountain West, Pacific Northwest, and East.
Well, Lee's saying that East is the best Overland Expo.
Levi,
sorry, I'm okay. It's been a long day.
You've been drinking before you got on the show?
Not yet. Maybe I should be. There's still a couple of little airline bottles left. There's a vanilla rum over there that looks really good.
Michael says more stayed the same because it's still with the first owner. If Chris sells to anyone, they will have to raise prices. Just probably. Michael's probably
Chris
right.
Chris is not allowed to sell ever.
Yeah.
He's not allowed to sell.
I think that East has turned. I'm going to say this to Levi and Brian is that I tend to agree now that it's getting better on the East. It was for the first year or two. It was kind of, it was all right. But it's like anything. You have to work out the bugs. You have to get things established, and then and that kind of stuff. So, and that's I think a great part of the country too to have one. So,
I'm biased. I'm from the East Coast. I'm always going to say East.
Yeah, Michael's right. New upstart companies can't afford booth space. Those who are, who we want to see. That Michael's right. There's a lot of new brands that are coming out, and they're small. Okay, you can correct me if you want, but they're either small niche or niche, depending on wherever the hell you're from is how you say it. But they're small companies, and they focus on one or two little items. And when they go to the expos, they're not coming in with big marketing budgets and a lot of money. They need a place to sell their product or products, few products, where people actually buy, where they're not going to have to take out a second mortgage on the home just to get a booth space. You know what I mean?
Right.
More expos, a perfect case of that. I've heard this Texas Avid Outdoors places shows a good one. I'm looking forward to the Overland of America. And then you have 2 or 3 other ones on the East Coast. Now, the one that just happened in Florida, they call it the Southeast Adventure something or other. From what I've heard, that was a success. I think it's its 3rd year, and it's
awesome.
Yeah, and so that's one I want to try to hit next year too. I want to try to AJ says he wants to try to make the drive up there and hang out.
He asked when's the next Rigs and Coffee for OKC, but I don't think there is any more OKC Rigs and Coffee. Jeff and I were talking because we manage the Tulsa Rigs and Coffee with the Big Bend trip that messed up for March. April's going to be messed up because of more. So the plan is to really try and kick it back off probably in May. And there's a Del Taco in Tulsa. So AJ, come up to Tulsa and we'll go meet up at Del Taco.
Del Taco is the absolute best.
Gavin, like if you're driving down 71st Street and you're passing the Del Taco, he's like, can we go? Can we go? Can we go? It's like crack to him. So yeah.
So Levi's going to be with CB Adventure. Cool.
Awesome.
I may be down there too. But yeah, just to chase that squirrel for a minute, Del Taco. I grew up on Del Taco in the South. And Crystals. Most people don't know what Crystals are.
Crystals sounds so old. I can't remember the last time I even heard anyone talk about Crystals.
I love me.
You're old. I'm sorry.
Okay, fair enough. I'll take it. But even Jamie was coming back from spring break, and he's like, Dad, you want me to stop down here in Memphis and get you some Crystals and bring them back? I'm like, you got a cooler in that car? And he's like, no. I was like, never mind. I mean, yeah. I mean, White Castles are okay, but Crystals are the best.
I
Anyway,
never really cared for White Castle.
and they're, like I said, they're okay. It's if you can't get crystals, then you can get White Castle, but nothing beats crystals, man. Anyway, so yeah, I think the when it comes to the expos, I hope this year we see some of these smaller ones gain a little bit of momentum. And there's a lot of these. I don't think they'll ever get like huge, like an expo, type big expo thing. I like the ones that are smaller, and I'm going to try to hunt those down this year. And I'm going to post them all on the calendar. And if anybody wants to go, then join me. I'd love it.
You need to post a calendar on Facebook too for those who can't find it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm going to post it on there. But, since we're going to take off and with this new trailer, and we're going to carry and rep some brands with us.
Yeah.
Then, going
we need to be repping Starlink. That I will say that is totally worth it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I kept telling you, but you cheat behind just didn't want to buy it.
Whatever.
And you finally
I wasn't sold on it. I wasn't sold. And now after having it, I mean, we had 9-10 devices hooked up to it at a time and still no issues.
I had 18 in Arkansas on the polar bear camp. I had 18 devices on it. And so I decided I was going to download a piece of software and put in a paywall, and then anybody can find the internet, the Starlink. But before they could get on the internet, they had to pay $5.95.
I mean,
dude,
our group,
they ran me over on my minutes in Arkansas, or like minutes, but my data, and then they throttled it back. You still get unlimited.
I thought it was unlimited.
It is unlimited, but after you hit a certain mark, they throttle you back a little bit. So I was like, damn, I got throttled. Anyway.
Well, see, there was mine, and then the photographer that was there, the other, another buddy of ours that we'd met, he had one as well. So like literally we were bouncing between his Starlink and our Starlink. And so it was very rare that we didn't have cell service at the campground.
Yeah. And that always helps. Michael, Ashley's not going because I don't want her to go. I don't want her to go.
I don't know that I want to be in the car with you that long. So the feeling's mutual.
Michael's gonna be me in the trailer, bro, and maybe one other person. I haven't put that out there yet, but I'm probably gonna hunt somebody that wants to go do a few of the shows with me, and
I will go do some shows with you depending on when they are. But I'm taking the Pathfinder. I gotta break that thing in.
You just load Jeff and the kids up, and y'all meet me, and we'll just make a big old event out of it.
Hey, I'm done with that.
Levi says the Buyer Summit is a B2B event connecting buyers and retailers with overland education and brands. It's free to attend for qualified buyers. Okay, see, this is what I'm talking about, Levi. This is exactly what I'm talking about. I think this is this is where they're trying to turn it into a outdoor retailer show, because they do that kind of stuff at outdoor retailer. And really, what buyers? I'm curious.
I don't know. What do they consider a qualified buyer?
Yeah. What do they consider a buyer? Are we talking about, okay, let's see. I go in as, we'll use Levi and Brian as an example. They had a retail shop. Are they the buyer that's going to go into this summit to meet with the brands to buy product for the store? Or are we talking about people from like REI coming in that are buyers, or Bass Pro that are buyers? That's what I'm curious about.
He says all the overland and off-road shops.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know, man. If that's the case, then I don't know. This is the part where it kind of takes the personalized part about it. I'd like to walk around. If I'm buying, I know. Yeah, Michael's like, it's like SEMA, I guess. But I think I'd like to walk around and see their booths. And I'd like to catch people at their booth that already have their product, see what they think. I don't know. Right. I get it. I see where they're coming from, but yeah. Anyway. All right. Anything else? We've rambled.
No, apparently Chad's offering to go with you.
Okay, Chad, hit me up because I'll tell you, I'm going to post a calendar and I got several of them. Some of them on the East Coast. And
Chad's trying to replace me. Thanks, honey.
he's not, nobody's going to replace you. It's just
You
like
can't
nobody's going to replace Michael. I mean,
I replaced Michael. Sorry, Mike.
no.
I'm joking.
Damn, Michael.
After last week's show,
you're not even here to defend yourself.
After last week's show, I put up with a lot of crap and still was able to maintain it. It's super impressive.
I don't know. Yeah, you did keep your composure pretty well, I have to say.
So AJ keeps asking what's closest to Texas. What's the Texas, the Toyota Jamboree?
So, let's get the calendar out here. Yeah, the Toyota Jamboree, the Texas Avid Outdoors deal. That's not until late in the year, though. I think there's a van expo down there too. At the end of April, there's an adventure van expo. So it's the weekend after more, I think.
Okay.
And then there's
we're at in Texas.
I don't have that on the calendar. I just wrote that part down. Slacker. I know. I'll get the calendar up.
You have to include all of that on the calendar.
I will. I'm going to put links to everything to it because I don't have anything else to do, right?
No, not at all. And you don't tell me what you want my help with.
You don't ever answer your phone. You don't call back. You don't text
Bull
back.
crap. You are so full of it.
I'm telling you.
The best way to get a hold of me is text message.
Hey, who's going to go watch the eclipse? Anybody want to go with me? I've got a couple of off-grid places I want to go, and anybody want to go? I think there's room for a couple of rigs. So hit me up if anybody wants to go. I'm going in the path of totality, as they call it.
I'm trying to convince work to let me have Monday off. So, but then I turn around and have to need the 19th off the following week. And I just got back from vacation. So they're like, probably not.
That's why I don't like working for nobody but me.
Yeah, if I could do that, I totally would.
Michael, but did you take your... No, she did not.
No, I did not take off.
No, first of all, I probably would have had to cut the show right then. Because
I mean, there was a flash of inner thigh right there at the end.
But that wasn't you. That was somebody else.
No, that was one of the boys.
Yeah, their coin purse too.
I don't think their coin purse was showing.
Who actually, I know this sounds funny when I say this, but who actually coined the phrase coin purse during that event? Was that Chad from Overland Attic?
I think so. I think so. I think Chad did it.
Anyway, that was pretty good.
Yes. But no, his coin purse did not show, just a lot of inner thigh. And that one was really hard for me to keep my composure because I was not expecting a grown man in a kilt to be skipping by.
Hearing things slap.
Oh, God.
Thank
you for that.
Oh, man. Chad says, I think this is the show that my friend wants me to attend in October. Okay. The Jamboree.
No, he said Levi said the Texas Overland Festival is the same weekend as
Rendezvous in the Ozark. There's several that are going on that are overlapping. So I don't know. Like I said, I got a list of them here. I got to go back and add all the other information and make sure I got the dates correct, but I'll try to post them up. So anyway,
maybe we'll do that one instead of Rendezvous because we're not going to do Rendezvous.
I don't know that I'm going to do Rendezvous either. Maybe.
You don't ever do Rendezvous.
I just never felt like Rendezvous was a place for me.
I think I've seen you at it once, and that was my very first year at Rendezvous.
I've been to it twice, I think. But I just never felt, I'm be honest, there are lots of great people that are there that put that on.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, there's just too much. It's not organized the way I don't think it should be. But anyway, what doesn't matter what I think. But anyway, I just never felt like it was a place for me to be. And so Jennifer says they're not going. AJ wants to know if you're bringing some Del Taco.
Yes, honey, I will bring you some Del Taco. I will fill up one of the refrigerators and bring you a bunch of Del Taco so you know what you want. Mark says you need a haircut.
Man, my man brought Mark's in the house. Mark.
Get him, Mark. Get him.
I can put it back in a ponytail.
No. So, really fast. One of the kids from the group last week like peeked over my shoulder and looked at the screen and saw you and looked at his dad and goes, "Is that Jack Black?" Like, no shit, legitimately thought you're Jack Black and that I've been doing a radio show with you this entire time, because then he was like starstruck. And his dad had to tell him that no, that's not who that is. But like, he was dead set that you're Jack Black.
Yeah, I got it. That the other day. Somebody actually said that to me going into the grocery store. Yo, Jack Black. I'm like, I don't know you. But anyway.
Yeah. It was comical when I got off the show and was harassing them about their shenanigans. He's like, "Miss Ashley, I thought that was Jack, that you were talking with Jack Black." I was like, "No."
Chris wants to know about Step 22 and what it's about. So Step 22, man, if you don't know Adam and his brand, I think he makes, or at least in my opinion, he makes some of the best gear out there for
the organization stuff. Options are astounding.
Yeah, like the pangolin, all the hedgehog, the stingray, and everything is named after an animal, and that the sales from each one of those he gives back in the 1% program to them. So I mean, it's just I've seen this guy. He flies overseas. A lot of the stuff is stitched in Taiwan, but he goes over to the factory and he won't accept this stuff until it's right. And I've had his gear now going on 5 years. I've never had any of it fail. Never. I've never had.
I still don't have any. I've messaged him about an idea. Granted, I'm sure he gets messages all the time about it.
He told me that you messaged him. And he said, "Just tell." No, he didn't say it. I don't have a heart to say it.
You're so rude.
I know.
But so there was a guy at the campground that we met. He had, it looked almost like a bison trailer or a camper, but it was made in Australia or something. I don't know, but his setup, all his organization, it was cubbies, and every cubby had a Step 22 box in it for organization, and there were probably 25 boxes. Well,
I'm telling you, I use it. Those stingrays are probably one of my favorite. Of course, I have, I have the tool roll, which if you don't get the tool roll, you're crazy. That thing it's perfect. It is the perfect tool roll. And there are a lot of them out there that are good tool rolls. I wholeheartedly can say that. But to me, this one is the perfect one because, and when you learn a little bit about Step 22, there are certain little things that you will notice, like the little red tabs on the tool roll, the little bags. That red tab means it pulls off as Velcroed in. And so you could immediately open up your tool roll, and if you see that red tab, you can pull on that, and that whole little piece will come out with you. So I put certain tools in there. It is just, and like the Stingray with the cubes in it, where he does the pack cubes. Listen, it's hands down. I think if somebody I'm not trying to, no offense to any of the other companies that make the same stuff, but if somebody came and said, "I'll pay you to use these I'd turn them down. It's just that good stuff.
So Jeff said what that camper was that I was saying had all the Step 22 boxes. An AT Overland truck bed camper.
Oh yeah, nice. From our buddy Mario down in, is it Sedona? I don't remember where Mario is.
I don't know.
Yeah.
The guy was super nice. The camper was incredible, but he was very proud of it and was going over every little thing on this that I was like, oh, look, the kids need me. I got to go, and left because he would not stop talking.
Jeez. Hey, Chris, AJ says Step 22 is amazing, and it really is.
Yeah.
And I just, it's one of those brands that, yeah, Michael's right. It's not Prescott, it's Prescott. Just for those of you, I think that's how it's said. But
depends on where you're from.
Yeah, again. But yeah, the Step 22 gear is just amazing. As a matter of fact, Adam ought to be on with us again here soon. I think we're going to try to schedule something up and have him on.
Good, so I can give him a hard time.
He's about to release, or he's working on releasing a bunch of new products, and I've seen a lot of these and can't talk about them, can't say anything about them, but I can tell you that they're going to be just like the stuff he's got now. It's going to be built well, and it's going to be useful. So
I can't wait.
It's kind of like Red Arc.
Oh my gosh, Mark hooked Jeff up with the design for the camper to redo the wiring. Jeff's already priced.
I'm telling you, Mark is, if Mark's just a bomb. That's all there is to it. I mean, Mark is so good that I'd probably ride bitch on this Harley.
Mike, but Mark, I mean, I messaged him.
Not that he needs me to, but
no, he probably is scarred now by that statement. It's just like ignoring it if he's still watching.
I'm just teasing. I'm only kidding.
But I mean,
Mark's a stop it.
But I mean, I messaged him. He was responsive right away and came up with this really cool design to help simplify the wiring. Of course, now I think Jeff probably needs to reach back out to him and change a little bit because now he's wanting to add some additional stuff. But yeah.
Well, look here, Miss Sunshine's in the house.
Yay, Kara's on the show.
She's been out doing her training. She's been out doing her training and having a heck of a time. So that's pretty exciting to see.
I want to hear how the rebels do, how the training's going for the rebel.
I bet she's having a ball doing that too.
Oh, I don't doubt. And then, if Katie and Lisa are giving her any tips and helping out.
I hope so, because those are two great ladies as well, man. I think they're fantastic. So I know Kara's probably in really good hands with learning the ropes. We don't have to worry about that too much, but yeah.
I don't know. Right, AJ and I apparently need to talk. He says I'm getting replaced.
Oh yeah, there you go. Yeah. Mark is the guy. If you have Red Arc
wiring questions,
I just wish I could get Mark to move to here. But I don't know, can't get him to move here. They know when they got a good thing in Australia. They got Mark. They know they got a good thing, so it's all right. But Mark, that new trailer is within reach, I think. I'm trying to finish up my negotiating deal, and if so, I got a lot of stuff I'm going to need you to help me weed through and figure out, because
I am zero help.
I don't want to burn the thing down, and
please don't.
Yeah, especially with all that gear in it. And then repping all these brands. So I'm going to have all these brands gear. So I got to go get extra insurance because, when you pull up to somewhere and you got 10 different companies' products in the back of your thing, plus your radio stuff. And yeah, anyway. Oh, he's going to be at West again this year.
That's exciting. Maybe he needs to come to more.
He really needs to come to more.
He needs to come to more.
But Red Arc backed out of more. They were big at more for one time, but now they've backed out. And I'm not sure. That wasn't Mark doing. I know that, but
no, I know they weren't really there last year, but the year before they had a big old table right across from the center, because that was the year the Forerunner was in the CBI booth, and one of the guys put a card in the Forerunner, said that he wanted to talk, but it never went anywhere. But AJ, Mark definitely needs to come to more.
AJ, Mark needs to come to more. Yeah, he does.
Mark, you've just been outvoted. You need to get on a plane and be at more.
Kara
You got
said
3
she's
weeks.
going to be at Pacific Northwest and West.
You should be at more.
Her training is going great.
Good.
Although, that's good. I'm so glad to hear that. I knew that it would be a good what would you sisterhood, right?
Yes.
I think that's awesome. So it'll be exciting to see how they do. Track them like we did the Wild Mavens girls, and hopefully we can talk Kara and to coming on and doing the live show like the ladies did.
I'm sure she will.
But this year I'm going to do it a little different. I'm going to insist that instead of the lady at the Rebel rally connecting me on their Zoom and not recording it, that I send the link to them and
record it.
Yeah, because last year I got kind of it was a great interview, but they didn't record it and they had to do it their way. So anyway, I'll have Kara. Maybe she'll beat them up and say, "Hey, this is why we're doing it," or something like that. But anyway,
she might be able to take them.
Anyway, you never know. Never know. All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Ashley, thanks for hanging out with us. We've
of course,
our 1 hour has come and gone. We've had a good time. Somehow or another, we took off down a few rabbit holes, and there were some things that were brought up that are questionable at best. But nonetheless, we had a good time, and I appreciate everybody who listened in and joined in, or the chat, or is watching. So
I love everyone who gets on and comments and joins in on the shenanigans. So thank you guys.
I'm right there with you. We'll be back next week, right?
Yep.
And so everybody have a wonderful rest of this week, and be looking on the radio page. I'll get those events up that are a little smaller, more regional events. I think AJ just summed up the conversation tonight. Alcohol wipes, drinking.
You forgot one thing though.
What?
Hairy balls.
Oh yeah. And then there's that. And on that note,
just saying, everyone have a great week. Enjoy the eclipse. Hopefully you guys actually get to get out and see it. And see you next week.
All right. Well, good night, everybody. Thank you again.